You are now tuned into the Cut Game radio show hosted by Groom City.
It's the Cut Game radio show. We let them know we stay true
To the Cut Game.
Yeah, that's how we do. It's the Cut Game radio show. We let them know we stay true
To the Cut Game.
Yeah, that's how we do. It's the Cut Game radio show. We let them know we stay true
To the Cut Game.
Yeah, that's how we do.
The Cut Game radio show hosted by Groom City.
That's how we do.
Hey, what's going on? This Groom City, and you now tuned in to the Cut Game radio show, number one podcast for your hair needs. And right now, I'm chilling in the Cut Game studio. My boy Tone. What's going on, Tone?
What's going on, Groom City? How we living?
Man, I'm living good. How you living?
Man, you know how I'm living. I'm living on that high octane jet fuel. I stay elevated.
That's what's up. Hey, I know you got a story for us.
Man,
today,
I got a story. So my brother just moved out to Dallas.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to all the barbers in Dallas.
Shout
on
out.
the grid, off the grid.
Shout
I
out.
need to hear from y'all.
What's up?
He's telling me he can't find a decent barber out in Dallas.
How many barbershops he went to?
He's been to 4 or 5.
Dang.
And his partner from Cali
Uh-huh.
cut him recently. And he's walking around, everybody saying, hey, where you get that cut from? Because that ain't no Dallas cut.
Oh, man, Dallas, y'all got to represent. Y'all got to represent.
I got to hear from Dallas.
We need y'all to DM us with the dopest barbers in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? We need y'all to email us with the dopest barbers in Dallas at the Cut Game radio show. So email our social medias at the Cut Game or send us those emails, thecutgame@gmail.com.
Dallas, we got to hear from you.
Please.
The story wasn't good at all.
That's what's up. So I see you said you elevated on your jet fuel.
You know I stay elevated on the jet fuel. You know, that's how we do. We stay above the pigeons and chickens and roosters and stuff like that. We up with eagles.
Now, we gonna hit y'all a little bit with this jet fuel. You know, reason why we always say we on this jet fuel, you know, because you gonna have you some haters. You gonna have people around you with low level thinking, and you gotta rise above that. So a lot of times, you know, you gotta have higher thoughts. And higher thoughts, we refer to that as jet fuel. You know, we refer to that as you elevating. So everybody stay on your jet fuel. Stay on a higher level, you know. Therefore, you know, you able to see where you need to go, who you need to dodge, who you need to high and buy, you know. So stay on y'all jet fuel. Straight up. But today,
What we got today?
man, today we got a deep show for y'all. You know, a lot of times when you on your jet fuel, you know, you doing your thing, you know, your career is moving, you know, you got a lot going on, you know, you got over that hump, now your cuts is real thorough, you know, you got clientele, you know, you just doing your thing, you operating at a high level, and sometimes life can just smack all that down, you know, and it's a lot of people dealing with some heavy stuff, you know. So today we got a few guests. Today we got off the grid barber today, and we got an on the grid barber today, and they gonna share their stories. You know, these particular barbers, they was doing their thing, real popular, making money, and life-threatening situations happen where just knocked them off their game, knocked them off their square.
Wow.
And they gonna share their stories with us today. So today, the first guest we have, now this man, I've been knowing him for a minute. When I say a minute, I'm talking about I've been knowing him since 1999 when I first started in this barber game. You know what I'm saying? And my man, we worked at the same shop, but he is an off-the-grid barber. He showed me how to get money when you on your hotel calls, when you out on the road, when you out doing your thing. You know, come in the shop at night, get money real quick. I'm talking about my man's a hustler. But you know, he got hit with something real heavy. So today, we got the Cut Game studio. We got my boy Jeter in the building today.
Yo.
What's up with it, Jeter?
T, what's up, man?
What's up, fam? Man,
Thanks for having me out.
Man, thanks for coming through the Cut Game radio show. Real
What's up, man?
talk.
Thanks
What's
for
up,
having me
Jake?
out, man.
What's up,
Appreciate
Jake?
y'all inviting me out.
You know what I'm saying? So Jeter, man, let them know a little something about you, man. How you started your career in this barber.
Ooh, I started a long time ago.
What
you
year?
know, probably like 90.
Dang.
90. That's
How
when I
old
first started. 90, I was about 14. I wasn't serious then, but it was a hobby that turned into my career.
Wow.
It wasn't a full-fledged dream, but then it became my reality. Because my dream, I went to school for engineering.
Okay.
But I had some setbacks, a lot of different setbacks. But when I realized my hobby is my love, something I can do every day, all all night, without complaining.
Dang.
I can cut hair. That's what I love to do.
So, man, how'd you get your start, your initial start in 1990?
Man, my uncle's from the East Coast. He was born in Norfolk, Virginia, and he used to want the East Coast fade. And my other uncle was cutting his hair, so happens to go to jail. He said, "Hey, boy, grab them clippers." I said, "What clippers? What's that?" He said, "Them things over there. Your other uncle used to cut me with them. Now you gonna cut me with them, and give me a 3-finger fade."
Wow.
I said, "What's that?" He said, 3 fingers. Nigga, like that. I said, "Like Cam's?"
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how I started. I basically gave him a haircut all over even and put 3 lines in the side of his hair.
Oh, okay.
And for that, I learned to love Adidas because that's what he was, an Adidas fan. And that's what the 3 lines represented, Adidas, because that's what he was into.
Oh, okay. Dang. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. So, when did you take it from your beginning stages and when did you actually end up in a barbershop?
You know what? You know, going through high school, having fun, cutting all the homies, it was a couple of barbers. It was me and my boy Eddie. You met him a long time ago at the restaurant. My boy that went to prison. Yeah. Me and him piggybacked and sharpened each other as kids in high school trying to make a couple of
Now,
dollars.
what high school was this?
Fairfax High.
That's
Melrose,
what's
you know.
Fairfax.
Hollywood. You know, I was in Hollywood doing Hollywood things, didn't even realize it. I had a
Yeah.
platform there. You
That's
know?
what's up.
But we was all football players, and he took the offense, and I took the defense. And so that's how we got started. They all went to his house to get a haircut. They went to my house to get a haircut. And one day I jacked up somebody's head, which is one of the biggest linemen that we had. And he kind of got into my chest for that.
Ooh, dang.
You know, so I had to refund him his money, do a couple extra push-ups, and then he missed a few blocks in a couple of games because I messed his head up.
Dang.
That sharpened my skills even more to say step up and do something better and don't fall behind.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, as you stepping up your game, when did you end up being in the barbershop executing haircuts?
Right after high school, American Barber College, right there on Vermont and Slauson. Was going there. My mom was taking me to get haircuts, get the little cheap $3-5 haircuts, and I liked it. I wanted to go to college and play football, get a scholarship, do my thing, but I liked the way the haircuts look. And I was like, you know, I've been doing this with my friends and everything. I want to step my game up and become professional.
Yeah.
And that was a part of the dream that I wasn't really focused and fine-tuned on.
Yeah.
But I decided to grab it and try to make it work for me. And it did for a while.
Oh, okay. So you was off the grid. You was getting it in off the grid.
Yeah, I was still hustling. I was hustling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. When you off the grid and you got hustle, what was you averaging your week just doing your off the grid game just with the Clippers back then?
Back then, I did pretty cool, you know, for somebody that wasn't fully ready and wasn't prepared, but was trying to sharpen them tools. I stepped up. I think I was making about $300-400 back then.
Dang, what
Yeah.
year was this?
That was about 95, 96.
Dang,
Yeah.
that's good little money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
good little money.
I mean, to add to the hustle,
yeah,
it tipped the scale. Trust that, it tipped the scale.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So you out there doing your 300-400, 95 going by, 96 going by, 97, 98. How's your career elevating? Your barber career?
My barber career elevated a lot by that time because it was me and 3 partners and we ended up getting a shop. It was
Where?
called Lauren Bijan's in the Valley. It's actually it was kind of borderline Van Nuys area, you know, off Roscoe in Sepulveda.
Oh, okay.
In that area. We was 3 kids hustling. And you know, we got a car business, we got a barber shop, and then we got a fifth wheel business. And I was the one, I'm gonna cut hair.
Yeah.
Even though I still hustled in them streets, I wanted to cut hair and I wanted to turn my streets into a business. And when I started branding into that business, I still had to step up and get my game together.
That's what's up. So how long did that shop last?
That shop lasted about 3 years.
3 years?
About 3 years. And me and the homies fell out over money, over stupid stuff.
What?
Over money. It was over stupid stuff. We was young. I was like, 19, 20 years old.
Dang.
When we was young, you know, we had business growing to where we all took $25,000 a piece and invested in the business. So we had a cool $75,000 between 3 black young men with no direction.
Wow.
So y'all needed some mentorship around this time. huh?
Mentorship. Yeah.
Heavy. Did y'all end up getting some mentorship?
I did.
From who?
From some of my big homies, from some of my older family and friends were telling me, step your game up and turn anything that's not right into something right. Anything that's not positive into something positive. And by that time, shit, I just had a kid. And I was straddling the fence going back and forth. And actually, my son's mom is the one, hey, man, why don't you just really stick to barbering and become professional and get your stuff tight? And so I owe her a lot just for saying, you know what, take your streets and put it into a business. I owe her a lot.
So what exactly did you do when she gave you that good game? How did you apply it to your life?
Well, as a woman giving a young man game, because she is a woman and she was a mother. She was just my woman and the mother of my children. So, I frowned upon it at first, like, what? Please. Yeah. I realized, hey, she got a good point. And that's around the time that you and I met. Yeah. And your brothers and everybody else that was in the business. And I'm like,
so this around like 99.
Yeah.
2000.
Yeah. Finally step it up to another level to say, hey, you can make a brand and you can branch off in other things and other avenues and overcome adversity. So that was the first part of overcoming adversity, by just taking time to listen and stop being stubborn.
That's what's up. So, hey, so when you came into Headliners Barbershop and you met me and my brother, what was going on during that time?
Before that, it was at Just in Time.
That's right. Yeah, I meant to say Just in Time.
Yeah, it was Just
when
in
you
Time.
came into Just Time, what was your whole? Let them know, soak it in, your first impression coming into Just in Times in Pomona,
My first impression
California.
coming to Just in Time, Pomona, California. Like, I'm from LA.
Yeah.
So I done lived all over the city.
Yeah.
And coming out here was like, damn, wait, hold up. They got a nice barbershop. They organized. They got uniform. They got white shirts, black ties. I said, woo, Assalamu alaikum, my brother. If y'all Muslims up in here, you know what's going on.
Where the bean pie at?
Hey, for the viewers out there, every Saturday and Sunday, we had to wear a white tuxedo shirt with a black bow tie. Every Saturday and Sunday.
Hey, but it was fresh, though.
Yeah.
I thought that was super dope. Maybe at that time, you being younger, you might not have liked it, but I think that uniform look was dope because when I walked in, I wasn't worried about no hood stuff.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried about no racist white folks.
Yeah.
I was just coming in like, wow, this is organized. I came in to see about a position, but still ended up getting a cut and a shave. I don't know if it was by you, your brother, and one of the other guys, and that kind of opened my eyes to say, okay, when I start my own thing, I want it to be uniform.
Yeah. Hey, I remember back then, I was about 20 years old. I remember cutting Jeter here and there. Hey, he tipped good. I ain't gonna lie, as a customer, he tipped good. He had a little money clip. This thing had a money clip with like $19 in it.
Hey, actually it was 20 because I had change. It was 5 ones, a 10, and a 5, so it looked like a stack.
Hey, but I'm letting y'all know right now, when he finally started working at Just in Times, that little money clip got thick. Let him know how you thicken it from $19 to he's keep $1,000 in that little money clip.
It got thick. When I decided to get full-fledged, dedicated right then and there, I went to get all kind of supplies, everything that all the barbers and the clients would need, from brushes to combs to alcohol to shaving cream to razors to blades. I took my street hustle and said, I'm going to hustle in this barbershop until I build my clientele. And that's when I first started. Hey, man, you need a brush? Hey, man, you need some powder? Hey, man, you need some alcohol? What y'all need? Hey, man, you need a haircut? Because I had to learn how to hustle a product with the brand of me becoming a real barber, a respectable barber, to grow in this game.
Hey, he did do that. One thing I can respect, because we actually cut next to each other. One thing I can respect, he did not borrow nothing off my station. He stole a couple guards off my station.
Never that.
Because I put my initials in one and grabbed it out of his drawer. You know what I'm saying? So he stole a couple of my Speedo guys, but he kept his supplies real thorough. He stayed in his lane. He didn't really bother me too much. Because that's real heavy. All my barbers know that. People constantly in your station, and then you got to regulate real heavy on them when it gets out of line. But Jeter did not violate one of them. He stayed to the barber code.
Yeah, I kept 100. I don't want to bump heads with nobody for no reason, and I learned a lot from this guy. Like, literally, like, watching him, I used to ask questions here and there, you know what I'm saying? Because he had a little more season than I had salt, so we had to come together. I had to sprinkle some pepper on it, I'm a little older than him, but I was a little behind, kind of remedial. You feel what I'm saying? So I had to learn to step my game up. So as I asked questions, he kind of gave me one of them professor answers, like we was in college. Instead of teaching high school, kind of grooming me, I was like, okay. He gave me the answer backwards, And he said if you can figure out that answer and understand it forward, then you'll have a good recipe.
Hey, I've been a barber since I was 19 in the shop, but I was cutting hair when I was 14. So around this time, you know what I'm saying, I was like the oracle. So I give out a little information to people, you know what I'm saying, just to really help them out. Just like I'm doing right now on the Cut Game radio show. This is nothing new. I was doing this as a kid, but Jeter, what I was learning from him. I learned from any and everybody. I don't care if it's your first day in barber school. I'm learning from you because I don't know where your background is. You could have been in the marketing. You could have been into financing. You could have been in them streets hustling real heavy. So I don't knock nobody. Your first day of school, I'm going to learn something from you. What I learned from Jeter is his marketing, his mouth-to-mouth marketing was bananas. I'm talking about in about 2 weeks, people knew his name coming in the shop. A lot of baby mamas. His baby mama mouthpiece.
See, I forgot
Chris.
about all that.
His baby mama mouthpiece is Chris. So all these women coming in with the little kids ranging from 1 to 18 years old knowing his name. So I realized, man, my man is a marketing genius.
Hey, I became a barbershop gigolo on a good level, though. Not a bad level. I'm talking about a gigolo for them haircuts. Baby, your son hair nappy as shit. You need to come get his hair cut. Let me line him up for free, but you can pay for the haircut. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, during this time, whenever you needed the child seat, it was up under his client. Up in his, we had to wait for the child seats till he got done with them, so we ended up getting more child seats.
I had the future in my chair. I had the most kid clientele in the barbershop. And I said, as they get older, they become my adult clientele. After they get out of college, they'll come back. Hopefully. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, how many lollipop bags was you going through?
Lollipop bags, about 2 or 3. That big ass jar of licorice. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I had special licorice for special kids too, because I had that red licorice. That was for the good kids that got the good haircuts, and the baby mama that had the big booties. But then again, I had that black licorice. That black licorice for them badass kids crying, snotty nose. You remember that? I used to give them $1 or a penny, depends if they was good. You know what I'm saying? They be like, "Mama, he gave me 2 pennies because you was bad. Sit your ass still." You know what I'm saying?
Jeter was a fool. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, you need to come out with a book on how to build your baby mama clientele like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of single moms in the neighborhood. We gonna speak on that later in the show, but it's a lot of single black mothers out there. We gonna come up with the recipe to eliminate the numbers of
the
single
Foz
black
step
women.
their game up. The Foz start bringing their kids to the shop.
And
for real.
I didn't know it was that many until Jeter came in the shop. I'm talking about it was a sea of single black women bringing their kids to the shop, and no daddy's bringing them. But that's a whole nother show. But anyways, so G, you rocking in the shop. His cuts was dope. His cuts got dope. But you rocking in the shop. Your cuts dope. That little money clip you had stayed with 1,000. Let them know what hit you.
Man, I was getting my money and, working on my cuts and trying to get my game up. And, I was hit with another piece of adversity in life. And it shocked my world for a while, man. To where,
give it to him all the way.
I didn't really know that I was going to make it through. I had a bad car accident, trying to move up in life, trying to live right. Had just got a house, had, just had a kid, was just on my way to being a family man and finally really being happy in life as a black man, surviving and got a decent job, making good money, and here I get hit with a car accident, and I became paralyzed from the neck down for about 3 months.
Hold on, repeat that for him. You got in that car accident, what happened?
Man, I became paralyzed from the neck down for about 3 months. I was towed up. I was really effed up, but I'm trying to watch how I talk and, step my game up as an older man and being respectful, but I was towed up, to the point to where I had a car accident, man, on the freeway. Somebody towed me up, flipped me over 3 times. I flew halfway out the car and the seatbelt broke off my body. And, by the grace of the Lord, I'm still here. But at that time, I didn't think I was going to make it. I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't see. I was blind for a week,
Hey, and mind you, we work next to each other. I witnessed this firsthand, So a lot of y'all barbers out there, y'all may be going through certain things, whether it's finances, whether it's based on your relationships, whether it's based on your growth, whether it's your skill level in barbering. But a lot of times y'all may not be aware. There's people done had worse situations happen, and I witnessed this firsthand from this man becoming paralyzed, blind, couldn't even cut, So right now we're going to break for a quick commercial, and we're going to come back and he's going to really dive in to how he had to overcome that car accident. Y'all tune in to the Cut Game radio show.
Jetfuel. It's your boy G the Barber. I just finished a great interview here at the Cut Game radio show, here for your hair care needs. You guys should check it out.
what's going on? We back on the Cut Game Radio Show. We in the Cut Game Studios chilling with Jeter. Now, Jeter,
T.
I need you to give him to him raw. This is the Cut Game Radio Show. When you sitting after the car accident, you sitting in that hospital bed, you can't move, you can't see. What's going through your head?
Man, you know what? There's a lot of stuff going through my head, and it's a couple things I really never shared with you about, you know, how deep it got, because, like I said, man, before we cut, I was paralyzed from the neck down. I was blind. All I can do is hear, and I heard people, and I heard the Lord, and all I saw was white. Before you die and go to that next level, it's a room, it's an interview room, it's a white room, and it's waiting on you. It's basically a progress report. Because, you know, in school, you got a report card, you got a progress report. You got 6 weeks, you got 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, that was the pivotal point of my life where the Lord was like, are you ready? And I was like, I'm not ready. I got a son. Let me finish raising him, and I will come with you, Lord. I had finally given my life to the Lord. I didn't believe in God before then. I wasn't into going to church or none of that. That's how deep it was.
Damn.
I was sitting there, couldn't see, in pain, head wide open, bleeding, but I didn't know at that time exactly what was going on. So as the days come by, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday come around, I started to be able to see out of one eye. By Sunday came around, I was able to see out of both eyes. But imagine going from hustling to trying to take care of a family, to being in the shop, to making money, to living life, to getting a house, to starting to give your life to the Lord and live right. And it's shattered like a windshield.
Dang.
Like, I had pieces of my brain inside the car still, fragments of my skull missing. Like, it was really deep, to where by the time it came around where I could see again, the first thing I looked down to see if it worked. And they called me Ed. You know, it wasn't working.
What?
Yeah, it didn't work. Everything was messed up. All I could do was look around and see. I couldn't use my hands. I couldn't feed myself. I became a baby instantly. And I had a baby mama that gave me good advice to get into the game and live right and do right, but she didn't follow her own rules. She ended up leaving me in the hospital.
Dang.
Like, I was hustling and making money. She was working and had a great job. And she said, I don't work to pay bills. I work to do for me. And I was like, damn, I got a selfish bitch.
Wow.
And I couldn't do nothing about it. I was really, really tore up. To where I called my life, at that time, it had a nickname. It's called a lifetime in one summer. Because in that summer, I lost my whole life and had to rebuild from there.
Dang.
That's what made me strong in this cut game.
Now, what was your first step in rebuilding? What was the first step?
Man, you know, I had just got a house, and a nice house, bruh. Something I never lived before. It was really nice. And when I came home, it was a white room. It was white. I was like, am I alive or am I dead? I put my feet down off the bed because I was in the hospital for 3 months.
Oh, man.
But God gave me the ability to walk out of there. I walked out of the hospital. Like, I had to go up and down the stairs every day, do therapy in the hospital. And she was like, well, if you can walk, we'll release you. So finally, when I got to the hospital and going home to recovery, I had a nice house. And it was empty. And I woke up the next day and put my foot over the bed like, am I dead or am I alive? I had to pinch myself, look in the mirror, call somebody on the phone. Because I was lost. I was gone mentally, physically. I had one arm. You remember when I was walking sideways and was fucked up? My head was still big and swollen, and you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I cut his hair. When he finally got going, he came to the barbershop. I cut his hair. His hair looked like moss all on his head.
A cancer patient.
Yeah,
you know?
and I cut that moss, but it was hard seeing my boy in that condition. It was real hard. But my man Jeter a soldier. You know what I'm saying? He a soldier, and I seen that. He seemed like he went through something, but I saw nothing but strength up on him.
Remember, I had a head like a Gumby. Remember, I had my head shaped like a Gumby, and I was a bald head. I had a head shaped like a Gumby. If y'all remember that cut, if everybody know about that cut, the Gumby, my scalp was shaped like that, and I was embarrassed for a while. Like, oh my God, what am I gonna do?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it was bad. Seeing you like that, I thought you was putting extras on it because Jeter's silly. He funny.
Yeah.
And when I saw him in that position, in that condition, I saw his arm wasn't all the way thorough. But I'm cutting him. I'm thinking he putting a little extra on it, but Nah, it took him a minute. What hand didn't you cut with the whole left hand?
Yeah. I learned how to cut with both hands because of that. You know, that's another part of adversity that I overcame, from being towed up in the hospital to getting out the hospital to trying to get back to life. But because of you and your brother and everybody in the shop showing me love and was like, you know, it's gonna be all right. You're gonna be able to get back. Don't worry about nothing. You know, I was always strong. Yeah. I was always what I call a silly gangster. Yeah. Somebody that can have fun, but that I had your back if somebody did something to you.
He did.
You know, to the fullest, 100%.
He kept a little Dillinger.
Man.
A little Dillinger on it. You know what I'm saying?
I had to make sure we were safe. We never had no Friday paydays outside of the shop. Well, nobody coming and getting our money.
Nah, that's what they wasn't.
You know, because you guys kept me strong and to say, hey, man, you're going to be all right. You're going to be able to bounce back and get into this. And I started to live life again. I started to cut with the other hand. I was like Kobe. Even though I don't like Kobe, I'm a Clipper fan. I was like Kobe. I had to give Kobe his mad respect. I had to switch my hands up.
Yeah.
You know.
Now look, we gotta backtrack a little bit for all my barbers out there. That's how important it is to show love. You know, when this man was at his low point, that's when we show love, because y'all don't know what people go through. You got coworkers next to you. You know, 10 hours a day, you could be getting tired of them and whatnot, but y'all don't even know that time y'all spending with each other, y'all supposed to show love, you know, because that's more time than you spending with your actual family.
Yeah, that's a family right there, you know. I remember when you didn't have no kids, man, when you first had your first seed, man.
Yeah.
You know?
So at his highest point and at his lowest point, I'm going to continue to show love because it's my brother. And trust me, we be fighting and going at it, trust me.
Right.
But
We
the
done
love
bumped
never stopped, though.
Right.
The love never stopped.
Yeah.
Always got his back. You know what I'm saying? Even when we not seeing eye to eye and we disagreeing. And I feel like that type of behavior should be consistent throughout the barber culture.
Yeah.
Whether y'all not agreeing with the other barbers, you not feeling them, always show that love, because I mean, this is life. You know,
we
you
gotta
don't know
keep
what
each other
people
sharp.
going through. Tomorrow you may not see that person.
Man, you may not see that person tomorrow.
Straight up. Or you might see them and they in a toe-up condition. And so always speak life to people. Always be positive. You know, you don't know what people going through. Everybody got a weight on their shoulder. Everybody got something they dealing with.
Yeah, lend a helping hand, you know, because if he hadn't lent me a helping hand spiritually, you know what I'm saying, emotionally, and was like, hey, it's going to be okay, I don't know if I would have came out of that type of dark light, you know, because I was going through it by myself, because I had lost everything, my family, my house, almost my mind, but I was so strong and so sharp and determined to bounce back in this game, and I ended up coming back with what?
Hey, when that little claw hand opened up, he was getting his money. He's back getting his money, and I was back on his head. We was back in there just keeping the competition real heavy.
Yeah.
And it still was dope, though. You know, it still was dope. Everybody became closer off the situation.
Yeah, remember
you
I
know?
said I ain't going to stand next to you. I'm going to stand in front of you, and I switch sides.
Yeah.
We going to see each other, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Made me step my game all the way up, because he was still growing and climbing, you know. And he reached a level to plateau to say, hey, man, you're going to reach that level too.
Yeah. So, man, Jeter, man, I thank you for stopping through the Cut Game,
for sure,
sharing
for sure.
your story with everybody out there.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm going to give you the stage, man. Anything you can share with our listeners, anything you can share with our viewers out there, because people out there, they going through some heavy stuff, or they going through some good positive stuff. They on their up and up, but the people out there that may be on the down tip right now, you know, they may be at their lowest point. I want you to share something with them that they can help get over it.
Well, first thing I say is through God, all things is possible.
There you go.
That's 100%. I wasn't always a believer in the Lord. I was, you know, in them streets hustling, gang banging, carrying guns, and I decided to do something positive with my life and help other people and give back. So at a point in time, if you're feeling low, reach out to somebody that show you love, that show you respect, and that's going to give it to you raw, because it ain't going to always be peaches and cream. It's going to be pickles and grits, and everybody ain't ready for that. It's going to be sour lemons and fuzzy peaches that ain't ready yet, and I'm just giving it to you light. You know, if you can find in your heart to give back and the way to give back and to do something positive for the next person, you might can lift them from being insane or committing suicide. You might can lift them from being in a negative aspect on the other side of the rainbow, on the other side of the fence. You know, you can bring them out of the gayism. You know what I'm saying? You never know where nobody is, you know, mentally, emotionally, and financially. Some things look good, but it ain't always good. So at any point in time, if you can reach out and go within yourself and say, hey, I'm going to do this for the next person so they ain't got to go through it, then I would say do that. If you in the hood trying to get your mind right, get your mind right. Don't let nobody stagnate you. Don't be a crab in the bucket pulling somebody else down. Be a crab in the bucket lifting them up so he can pull you up with the other claw. Because you could be a crab in the bucket pulling somebody else up. And that's the main thing. And that's what I got. That's what I received, and that's what I give. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to give somebody the shirt off your back because you had an extra t-shirt at home, do that one time. That bum asked you for $1, give him a $5 one time. You see a kid with some holy shoes, you know what I'm saying? You got to give him a pair of shoes one time. Somebody come in and need a cut for an interview, give him that cut for the interview, because everything you dish out in the world is going to come back into you triple folds. And I'm living proof of that. If you look at me, you shake my hand, you will see I'm a strong man and my mind is all the way right and my game is sharp.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, man, words of wisdom. He said it's either peaches or cream or it's pickles and grits, and you still got to overcome whatever stage in life that you in. So, man, G, thank you for coming through on the Cut Game Radio Show.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Hey, next we got somebody that's going to share something real heavy with us, another one of my boys. So, y'all keep tuning in to the Cut Game Radio Show. We're going to break for another commercial. Peace.
This your boy Barbershop Matt from Exclusive Cuts. You're now tuned in to the Cut Game Radio Show.
Hey, what's going on? This is Groom City, and you now tuned in to the Cut Game Radio Show. Right now, just chill with my boy Jeter right now. He just dropped some real heavy game on us right now. But we're going to continue with the theme of the show today. There's people out there right now. Y'all could be dealing with something heavy, or throughout your career, something real heavy may happen to you. And today, I got one of my good boys with me. And while he was barbering, something real heavy. I'm talking about real heavy. Right now I'm getting a little emotional. This one of my good peoples, man. Something real heavy happened to him, and I was hitting up his phone. He was not picking up his phone for about a whole month. And I ran to his mom, and I asked what's going on with my boy Mattis, and she immediately started crying and gave me another number for me to hit up. And when I called him, he came down to the shop and chopped it up. So I'm gonna let him tell his story, but today I got one of my good friends, been a thorough barber for a long time, but I got one of my good friends in the building with me, my boy Matthis. What's going on, Matt?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening?
Man, chilling, man.
Hey, Groom City, man.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I know you super good spirits, man, but like just thinking about that back then when that information was dropped on me, man, it got me a little tripping right now, man, because this one of my groomsmen in my wedding, man. I'm talking about
real talk.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we connected through barbering. We went to high school together. I mean, man. But anyways,
Yeah, we go way back, man.
Matt, I want you to share, how did you start this barber career, this cut
Man,
game?
before I get into my journey on barbering, let me just first say thank you for this platform, my guy.
Man,
Awesome.
Thank you for
I mean, you can't Google, you can't go on YouTube and search.
No YouTube.
This is the only platform for barbers. You understand what I'm saying? Man, it's gonna be great, man. And shout out to my boy Jeter who got off the stage just now.
Yeah.
Awesome dude. I remember the first time I told y'all I was gonna start barbering.
Yeah.
You know, in y'all shop, and y'all was out there in Pomona.
Now, when he say y'all, we said this earlier in the Cut Game Radio Show. I started off my career with my twin brother. My twin brother was cutting a year before
Shout
me.
out to Tara. What up, boy?
Tara, what up, Tara? Salute to you. And I started a year later. So when he say y'all, he's talking about the twin barber. So what's up, man?
But no, just quick shout out to Jeter who just got off the stage, man, did a magnificent set. But I remember telling y'all I was getting into this barber game. Now, before I go into how I get into it. You know that, man, it was just me and him in the shop chilling one day. I used to live right next door to y'all shop out there in Laverne, man, GNC. Shout out to Chris and him. He sat in his chair, he's like, well, nigga, hook me up then. Gave me his tools and I hooked him up. I mean, that's just the love. And we're talking about perseverance right now. I'm going to go into my story about what happened to me. But at the end of the day.
So you saying you was thinking about doing this, getting into this cut game, becoming a barber. And when you mentioned it to Jeter, he said, go get my clippers and hook me up with a cut.
Right there. on everything. That's how me and his relationship started.
Wow.
Been knowing that man ever since. That was like '02.
So how did the cut look?
Was the cut fire? I mean, you can't see him on camera. Cut came out cool.
G, was that cut? What was the cut?
Straight, I was shocked. I was like, you ready?
I was ready.
Hey,
We gave him a high five. I was on.
hey, that's what's up when the OGs tell you you ready, go do your thing.
But I had to start it off like that, T, because we're going into perseverance. And one thing about barbering is the fact that any little thing someone can tell you can take you a long way.
Wow.
That's why I'm glad you're doing this show, because there's somebody out there, especially in this age we at right now, with the whole social media game. You'd be lucky to get your stuff on Barbershop Connect, right? But then you listen to those messages that they got, and it's kind of like World Star. They killing these people. Oh, my fade is better than that. This, that, and that. And that negativity can just kill a barber off. Like, you know what? I ain't gonna do this no more. I'm just gonna go greet people at Walmart.
Yeah.
The positivity always overshadow you. Like I said, my boy Jeter, a few other people. Like I said, I'm gonna get into my story, but I'm just saying the whole positive vibe, carrying people on, patting them on the back, carries people a long way. And so when we fast forward in my career as a barber, the reason why I persevered through my injuries has to do with because of the beginning of my barbering career with people like you and G. You know what I'm saying? So just real quick, all the barbers out there, you know what I'm saying, try to keep it positive. I ain't trying to say be politically correct. If it's some cuts out there that you see, especially on social media, it's cool to shit on it, whatever. But what I'm saying is it's way better to love than to hate, because that love is going to bring you up. That hate ain't going to make you look better than what you think you look like. That's all I'm saying.
Now, with me and my brother, the culture that we had in the barbershop that we was getting in, we deposit positivity into any and everybody, whether you was in our chair cutting or whether you wanted to actually be a barber. We didn't look at that as you trying to be potential competition. No. That was our opportunity to create a brotherhood with you within this industry, you know, and have another connection, and that connection is that we have the same profession. So Matthis, we was always keeping a positive environment for him, to the point where he actually became a barber through that environment, the environment that Jeter created, the environment that myself and my brother Tara created.
Facts.
You know, we that's just what we do, and that's just what the Cut Game radio show is about, is keeping positivity going to help young barbers get over that hump. And when an old barber got cobwebs on them, information that Matthis is going to be sharing today, information that Jeter shared today, help a barber get over those cobwebs, and maybe when things going right and some going wrong, they need the words from this man. So man, share your story with them, man. We need to know,
Man.
So you getting that cut, you gave Jeter the cut,
Right.
so how did you take that experience and take it to
Right.
barber school, or how'd you transition?
Right. But by the time I gave the Jeter the cut, I had already made up my mind that's what I wanted to do. And just real quick, shout out to you.
Okay.
You when I told you, whatever you need, man, I got you. You gave me books, you know what I'm saying? You told me to come in, watch you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever you need to do what you're doing, I got you, right? These positive vibes. And I went forward to it. When I went to barber college in 2004, I went in there with the most positive vibes ever. I had no kind of doubt that I wasn't going to make it.
Yeah,
It was just like, when am I going to make it?
Yeah.
You feel me? I couldn't wait to get out there.
that's what's
Because of the positive vibes that I got from folks like you and Jeet and everybody like that, man. So thank you for that. But as far as me starting getting into the barber world, man, I remember you had a guest on your show a few weeks ago. He was the first person to cut my hair. And before Instagram, before Facebook, before people started putting their pictures online and everything, he showed me a book of pictures with all these celebrities, and these cuts was dope. And some of these people was from my upbringing, like Pasadena. There's a group called Troop, right?
Yeah.
He had all them with the Gumbies, and they had the little, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
little S curls in their hair, and he had Heavy D and the boys and Big Daddy Kane. And what happened was, man, my mom, I come from a single parent household. My mom was one of those fly chicks back in the day, man. You talk about like the early 90s, late 80s. She used to go to the shop and get her hair done every week. And if anybody out there ever been through that, you know how boring that is as a 9-10-year-old kid. So I'm sitting in there mad, and they didn't have no Game Boys or nothing like that back then. So I'm sitting there, and your boy DL, He was in that shop and he seen me, and, you know, he tried to comfort me and everything. He's showing me his pictures. I'm amazed. And he was like, man, let me just cut your hair, this, that, and other. He gave me this bomb cut, had a cool little Gumby, and he put Jordan in the back of my head. Not no stick figure either. I'm not talking about like Jordan on the back of your shoe. Man, I swear to God, to this day, people still remember that cut. It was then when I was so amazed with the game. I was like, this is what I want to do. Because it changed me.
And what age was this?
This is 6th grade, so I'm like, what, 11? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The next year, I got my first pair of clippers.
What?
Little punk walls and
Yeah.
some handies and stuff. Back then, we was doing bowl cuts. A year later, we was doing bowl cuts with the steps before the blend got in, and after that, we started blending in. By the time I was in high school, you know, I was an athlete too in high school, but I was in the locker room cutting everybody hair. Yeah. Okay, let's fast forward because I'm gonna keep it short. I ain't trying to go too long.
Do your thing, bro. This is cut game.
I remember going to the military. I made more money on the side, off the grid is what you call it, right?
Yeah. That's that.
Cutting hair in my dorm room in the military than I did getting my check every other week.
That's how powerful.
When that started cracking, I was like, this is what I'm doing when I get out. I was a supply specialist in the United States Army. From everything from bullets, weapons, toilet paper, and pencils, doing that, inventory and all that, taking care of the whole brigade. But I made more money. People coming to my dorm room, and I was only charging $5, $10.
Hey, is that why your supplies are so neat, my nigga? I came to this shop.
But that's when I knew I could do this.
supplies.
I could do this serious, man. This is real. This is real, and I love to do it, man, because it changed people's spirit. I'm like, I'm in something spiritual, and you know, T.
Yeah.
And they might not know, but I come from a very spiritual background.
Yeah.
So, you know, I do believe in God and all that. There's a lot of people out there that don't, but what I'm telling you is hair cutting is spiritual. Whenever you can change someone's mood, I'm talking about somebody who's going to a funeral, someone who's going to a graduation, someone who's going to prom, someone's going to a job interview. After they get that haircut, they have that much more confidence. So they're that much better. They have a more, you know what I'm saying, more leeway going into there knowing they're going to accomplish what they went there to accomplish better than before they came into the shop.
Yeah.
It's spiritual.
Nah.
Right? So you can't help for that to rub off on you.
Yeah.
Therefore, you get your confidence from that.
Yeah.
You know, oh, you got a wedding to go to. This is your wedding, your biggest day of your life. I can't mess on this. You're not worried about messing up. I'm going to make sure this is the best cut you ever had.
Yeah.
I guarantee it to myself. Your next cut is supposed to be your best cut.
Yeah.
Especially this one.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? So all those feelings, that's the reason why I love the game so much, man. I love the game, man.
That's what's up. So you rocking, you done with barber college.
Right.
You take that test, you got that license in your head. Where you go from there?
Altadena, California. Shout out to my boy Wally Gator Riddle.
That's
Right.
what's up.
Went to school with his son. I'm real good friends with him. I ran into him. Matter of fact, right across the street from y'all shop at the gas station getting gas. I ain't seen him in years. What you doing? I'm about to graduate from barber college. Well, you know my pops got a shop up there in Altadena. 2 weeks later, I'm up there cutting.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? I stayed with him ever since until I got my own shop now. I'll plug that later.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's
you know,
what's
so this show is about perseverance, but I'll plug my stuff later,
Yeah.
man. But
So-
that's how I got cutting.
So you rocking and rolling at Wally's up in Altadena.
Right.
God, I know you on your jet fuel. I know that little money clip getting chunky right now. All of a sudden, life just hit you over the head with something heavy.
Man.
Tell us about it. I need you to tell us in detail.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I'm gonna give you a little preface before I get into the story, because it's the first time I'm really telling the real story. I mean, I know you my bro. You know what I'm saying? I done ate at your house. I was in your wedding and stuff like that. But usually people ask me, but what happened to your eye, bro? I got into a motorcycle accident. I just keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. If I'm at the gym, wherever I just keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
This is what really happened, man. I'm on my grind. I'm getting my name out there. I'm making damn near $300 a day. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple athletes. I got celebrities. This is 2009, right? You know what I'm saying? I got my son. I went through a little issue with him and his mom with the court and everything. Now I got shared custody because it was times I would go without seeing him. Now I'm like every weekend with him, and sometimes during the week. I'm on life right now.
Yeah.
Met who is my wife now. We was dating then. I'm with her. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting into my health. My cuts is bomb. everything. And then, speaking of my wife, we said, let's go on a date. It's like a random Tuesday. Random ass Tuesday. We go out there. I'm not going to say the name because, you know, it's some legal stuff involved in this. But let's just say Glendale. It's somewhere around there.
Okay.
We go to this little spot. They got dollar margaritas, pool table, food, dance floor, and it's cracking. For a Tuesday, it's cracking.
And this ain't a rough area neither.
It's not. It's really not. I mean, you got to like huff and puff to get to your car because it's parked on the hill type thing. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, so we up there, we chilling, we having a good time. There's a few people I know there. I'm dancing. Some guys, you know, walk through the dance floor. My drink falls on them. They get mad. My drink falls on them. They get mad at me. I'm like, you know what? It was my drink that fell, but, you know, I'll get you a drink for tripping because it was like a few of them. I'm dancing with my now his wife, you know, as I was dating her then. And it just a big fiasco came up, so everybody broke it up like this is stupid. You know what I mean? I'm not drunk or anything. I'm not belligerent, none of that. I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea.
Accident.
It was, I'm dancing, I have my drink in my hand, and I spilled it on them, they got mad.
Yeah.
But I'm to the point where I'm offering them something.
Yeah.
Long story short, it's time to go. Like I said, I'm dating her right now, so I'm happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? We done had a good time. You know, let's go back and do what we do. We chilling. The minute I get to my car, it's a gang of them out there.
How many? If you can, little rough estimate.
About 9.
Ooh.
About 9. But you got to remember, it's just me and my girl. You feel me?
9 cowards.
The next thing you know, I wake up in the Huntington Hospital in South Pasadena.
So you don't remember nothing. Once you saw the 9 guys.
I seen them. And the next thing you know, I woke up in the hospital. Everything else, everybody had to tell me. All I know is this. My cheekbones were shattered. My nose was crooked. I lost all the nerves in my mouth. I couldn't feel. You know how you go to the dentist and get something done? My whole mouth felt like that for about a year. Couldn't feel it when I chew, when I brush my teeth and everything. None of that. And of course, obviously, I lost sight in my left eye.
So hold on, backtrack. So you see 9 cowards by your car, you with your girl, and you wake up in the Huntington Hospital. What's going through your mind when you open up your eyes and you only have vision on one side?
Understand. My whole cheekbones was fractured, so it's no such thing as open your eyes. My whole head was covered.
Snap.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all can see this. I'm looking at all cameras 1, 2, and 3. It's a scar here. Now remember, this is 09. We in 2017. You can still see the scar. This was ripped open all the way.
Ooh.
Right? I had a black eye under here because all this, you know what I'm saying, was fractured. So obviously they stomped me when I was knocked out. So my whole face was covered. The first thing I thought of wasn't about my kids, my mama, my girl. You know what I thought of?
What?
I ain't gonna never be able to cut again.
Damn.
That's the first thought I had while I was in ICU. I might not ever be able to cut again. When I found out that my eye was cool, my right eye, I thought, who the hell is gonna come to a barber with one eye? Wow. I might not be able to cut again. It kept going back to that, right? Then I got my kids, my family, my regular life. Putting on, my shade game was cold though. 2009, 2010. But it was because of insecurity. I was so insecure. I didn't even want to show my face. Going back and forth to the hospital.
Now, when you finally saw your face, what went through your mind?
I'm not going to be able to cut again.
Wow.
Simple.
Wow.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to go to my kids' game looking like this. I don't want to go to the family reunion looking like
So
this.
how did it look at that point?
It looked like the Elephant Man or something. Vanilla Sky type shit.
Damn.
At least that's how I viewed myself. And that, I didn't cut for a whole year. The whole rest of 09 until about the middle of 010, I didn't cut. I was at the house. Now, I did get a victim of crime check. That kind of low-key took me over because you got to remember, I had my own shit already. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't up under moms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I had kids. And that barely made it through. Wasn't married at the time. Child, all that shit. I had to pay child care and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it was tough. On top of me thinking, I ain't never gonna cut again.
So that joy that you get from cutting, that positivity that you spoke on earlier, the feeling of just the camaraderie, dealing with people, you know, helping them become better with just that cut, whether they got their wedding, whether they got a graduation, whatever it is. All of that joy that comes from being a part of that process, you may no longer be able to exercise your right to cut hair.
I felt more bad about that than I did about how I looked. But to make a full circle around it, like I told you, all that positivity that I got from folks like you, folks like G, my family, my son, I built myself back up to the point where I don't, right to this day, I barely wear shades. If I do, it's just we just at the beach and I'm just on some regular shades. I would wear them to hide myself. You understand what I'm saying? But just remember the positivity. And my son was like, Dad, he at the time like 6, cut my hair.
So he was your first cut.
Yeah, start cutting him. Customers calling me, how you doing? Because like I said, I was out of the shop for a year. You know what I'm saying? And then the cool thing, this one, I got to really shout out Wally for this. Shout out to Wally Riddle. I went up there halfway through my stuff, and he was off some, whenever you ready to get back, your chair going to be right here, bro. Straight up told me that.
That's solid.
Cut my hair in that chair. He walked from his chair and cut me in my chair. Right? Gave me some hope. Like, all this positivity brought me back. So I started cutting at the house, off the grid type style.
Yeah.
Cousins, my son, friends. And I was like, you know what? I'm going back up to the shop. I'm going back up to the shop. I'm going to do it. And guess what, man? When I came back and I did it, I went harder than I ever did before. Not only do I cut better now, I got the confidence that I didn't have before I lost vision in my left eye.
Dang, so you just...
Before that.
So you operating like 105%
Man,
right now?
razor game on point, man. Hey, fades on point, man. Blend game on point. Let's go. And people don't know this. Let me just really throw this out here right quick. Oh, so what? You lost your vision in your eye. My bad.
You good?
Because people be like, oh, you lost your vision in your eye, and the first thing they do is this. They got to remember how the brain works. The brain works like these cameras that's looking at us. It takes snapshots like a movie.
Yeah.
And it memorizes stuff. So when you just close your eyes, you can remember that over there. How about closing both your eyes for a few minutes and just open one of them? All this is gone. But not only that, your depth perception is gone. I remember when I first started driving, I would try to park to the curb thinking I was right on the curb. I get out the car, I'm like 3 feet away from it. Now, how that feel when you freehand in the afro? You feel me?
Yeah.
So I gotta get a little bit closer now, but that thing come out looking smooth like they from the 70s, bro.
That's what
You
I'm
feel
talking
me?
about. That's what I'm
You
talking
gotta
about.
persevere, man. You gotta take whatever happens to you and make it a learning lesson and build from that. You can never like just crumble up and just fold and say, I'm cool.
Now I gotta shout out my man Mattis, because a lot of times, you know, when he speak on me being positive towards him, my brother being positive towards him, Jeter being positive towards him, a lot of times you don't know that you're a strong individual. So a lot of times we get strength from dealing with you. You know what I'm saying? My man right here is a true soldier. You know, a lot of y'all may not be able to operate at 105% right now when you know you missing an eye. And we all know how important eyes are regarding haircutting. You know, I mean, the most important thing.
Facts.
And my man operating 105% because of his strength. And that's what's dope about being his friend. That's what's dope about knowing this brother, is that I know a strong brother, you know, and that's what I get from you. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, T, especially
For real.
coming from you, man. That's like Jordan say, man, you got game, bro. First dude I knew that was cutting, man.
But to me, I picture you, Jordan. You know, I picture Jeter Jordan. You know, I see that life threw something real heavy at y'all, and y'all persevered past it, and it seemed like y'all better individuals. I've been knowing you since 94. You know, I've been knowing you since 94, and we've been homies since about 95.
Right.
And
Facts.
it seemed like you upgraded from that situation. You know what I'm saying? You actually a better person all the way around than you was before the
As
accident.
you should. You should always progress, man. You should never fall backwards, man.
So whether you get into a car accident, whether you 9 cowards do something heinous to you, that still does not stop your jet fuel. That still does not stop you from elevating and rising above that low level thinking, rising above the cowards out there that would do something like that, rising above somebody driving reckless. That's why we speak on jet fuel. And that jet fuel, my man right here, living proof of high octane jet fuel. You know what I'm saying? And every time I see him, he's rising above. You know what I'm saying? And that's the strength that I look for. That keeps me knowing where I'm supposed to be at my level. You know what I'm saying? So and I get that from Jeter as well. So man, I just want to thank you for being so thorough.
You already
So
know.
thorough,
You already
you know what I'm saying? I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for blessing us with your presence on the Cut Game radio show.
Cut Gang.
I want to thank you for sharing your story. Right now, you got the stage. I want you to speak to anybody out there that may be going through something similar to you or already went through something on the level of what you went through. And maybe you could share something with them right now. Help them out.
You know I'm all about love. You know what I'm saying? Especially amongst your peers. And if you're a barber out there and there's other barbers out there and social media connect us, those are your peers. Let's get along. Let's not hate. We're not world star. So when we on a platform and somebody displays their haircut and it's 13,000 likes in the first 5 minutes and stuff, the first thing people want to do is be like, oh, well, that fade ain't all that. No, let's love that. We got to bring our platform to a high standard. We got to be on the same kind of level as the movie stars and the rappers and the actors and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So first of all, let's get rid of the hate. We're not trolls. We're barbers. We're barbers. We're not trolls. Another thing, confidence. You have to have confidence behind that chair, man. You are in control of controlling this dude's attitude. Like I said, it's spiritual. When you make somebody look good, they feel good. When they feel good, they do good. You're responsible for that. Have some, you know what I'm saying, integrity in what you do. Understand that. You know what I'm saying? Life is love. Whatever you believe in something, you know what I mean? And understand that if you have no confidence in yourself, you're twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you won even before you started. Shout out to Marcus Garvey. Hey, the Cut Game Radio Show. My guy T. I love you to life, my guy. I love you to life, dude.
Same here. Well, man, we want to thank y'all for sitting down and just hearing what my family got. This is my family. Hearing what my family has to say. They share something real heavy with y'all. Hopefully this helps y'all out. Hopefully y'all continue to stay on your jet fuel, stay elevated. My boy Tone, what's up with it, Tone?
Big Tone.
Tone.
Man, this is an awesome show, man. I'm empowered right now.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Tony Tone.
Well, man, y'all stay blessed, stay elevated. Cut Game Radio Show. We out.
We out.